I know it's late. I know it's late. But I finally got around to seeing of it. It is a good action movie. Like sort of National Treasure meets like not Indiana Jones, but Guardians of the Galaxy. It's very Guardians of the Galaxy heavy. I will give you that. Especially with the main character has headphones and they like music and they fly a ship going across the galaxy speaking millions of different alien languages. Um, I like the fight scene, the first fight scene in the bus. That was really good. I think they used a good tool without her having her powers. That's probably my favorite fight scene, just because she fights without powers. Um, and the ones she gets hurt a lot in this movie. I just realized that now. I guess you gotta weaken them to make it interesting. But even when she's not weakening, she's full of power. She's still taking out guys left and right. So that was weird. Um, and the kryptonite thing is, what I think when I was watching it, that's the universal sign of like poison or something bad. Don't touch that. That's kryptonite. Don't drink that. That's kryptonite. And so that's kind of like universally everyone that's poisoned. We see it in our universe as that's the thing that hurts Superman. But it's just regular poison. That's why they had it on Argo. I liked it. I liked Argo. I found it a little bit. I didn't read the comics, but I did find it a bit weird that she was born while Argo was already separated from Krypton. Because she said it was like 8 years before she was born. That's when the planet exploded. So she kind of has the same thing with Clark. She only has a small chunk of Krypton. All that history, all that knowledge, all that family, friends, and so she only has a small chunk of it. She doesn't have a whole planetary thing going on. That's kind of how Clark is similar. He only maybe read through some text and some books and some things that his dictator dad came over and said that in the message. She also probably always has secondhand accounts of this is what Krypton looked like. This is what we did when we had a planet, stuff like that. So they kind of share that. I'm thinking about that. And also if eventually the soil got diseased from the planet's core and became kryptonite, you would think that she eventually would get more poisoned or something like that because she's younger and she was born as eventually born a baby. You got to feed a baby. You got to feed it from the earth. I don't know how it worked, but both the parents were getting sick and she didn't seem sickly. So maybe that's something to do with that. Her being younger didn't really affect her sickness. The side character, the kid side character, she was a bit off for me. Really, she kind of felt like I haven't seen that much of Game of Thrones, but it kind of felt like that kid Targaryen or that kid. It's a famous actress. I'm blanking on her right now, but she's like the second most famous to come out of that show, and she started like she grew up with the show, and by the end of the show, she's an adult. Targaryen Stark or whatever her name is, Arya Stark, like that vibes because she keeps giving the whole speech. She's from this clan. She's going to take down this guy. I need your help, stuff like that. So she found something like that. I found it a bit also weird that she fought off a prison guard in a prison cell with her hands handcuffed as a kid. That's kind of like the whole scene is that they're both kids. But I think if they would have aged her down just a little bit more, it would have been a little bit more impressive, or a little bit more believable. But right in the middle thing, when she fights this guy that Supergirl sometimes having trouble with, no. Loved Lobo. Definitely want to see more of him. Um, Maybe with proper lighting, maybe that was used to hide some of the makeup. But I want to see like all of him. I want to see him in a legit fight scene. I think he's seen down a lot in this movie. Seen down in the prison, seen down on his motorcycle, seen down at the bar, stuff like that. Um, all in all, if it's giving it a 10, maybe 6 or 5. Good action movie, very entertaining. Good message. To always just be good. You don't have to be perfect, just be good. Um, just a decent action movie, really. I see a lot of people got underwhelmed just because of his hyped up so much. It's just kind of whelmed right now. Not just whelmed, not overwhelmed, not underwhelmed, whelmed. Just good middle path road. But let's see what the next adventure is. She's on Earth now, so maybe she'll be in the next one. All right, that's my review.